'Tis I.
Hey everyone, glad to see you back, glad to see you looking fresh, and recently Demon Slayer, the Swordsmith Village arc has recently wrapped up, and it was very good. But, has this show been overrated up to this point? That's the discussion of today. So Demon Slayer, if you're somehow unaware, is a show about Tanjiro trying to rescue his sister, Nezuko, from becoming a demon. Even though she's already turned into a demon, we're trying to find a way to reverse the curse by becoming a demon slayer and taking down as many demons as possible. And along the way, we meet many incredibly over-the-top characters with incredible sword abilities. It's pure shonen. But how has this show been going? So for me, I got into Demon Slayer, it was late 2020, early 2021, somewhere around there. And the show immediately hooked me. The opening has the craziest thing that happens, and I won't spoil exactly what happens, but I'm sure you probably know with how popular the show is. And like many people, I was in it. I was ready to go. The show as a whole, I don't think was super duper popular at first. I think it took a little bit, and once the season finale kind of came around, is when the show took off. Not right at the season finale, but right around the ending, if you know what I'm talking about. So the show had its fans, had its normal shonen fans, like me, and then eventually became this global phenomenon. And I'm talking global phenomenon, I mean literally, Mugen Train, the movie, is the highest grossing film of 2020. The first film ever out of America to do that. This franchise has become global. It's become an experience. It's become limitless by language. It's by anything. People love this show. I love this show. I cannot sit here and tell you it's overrated. I'm not going to bounce around the point anymore. I love this show through and through. Watching this show, experiencing the world. I even played the game. Heck, I even own like the Blu-rays. I own like the first season, and I own Mugen Train, both the movie and the show version. I don't own Entertainment District or Swordsmith yet, but I will. And then whatever comes after that, like Hashira Training and then the finale, I'll be there. I'm going to own them. I love this show. Why do I love this show so much? Well, this show came around at a time where I was trying to re-engage myself in anime. I haven't told this full story in a video yet. That's a video for another time. But this show came around, and I have heard of its overwhelming popularity. I had heard of the movie, the Mugen Train, being this big thing. This big thing in Japan. It was a smash hit. So I guess, it must have been late 2020, early 2021. So I wanted to watch the movie. I wanted to be a part of film history. Because for a long time, before I became an anime fan, I was a film fan first and foremost. And I had watched anime film before, but not many of shows that I hadn't seen before. Like, I had watched Pokemon movies because I'd seen the Pokemon show as a kid, but, like, that's kind of it. So, when it came to watching the movie, and I heard it was not filler, it was canon, it was a sequel to the show, and this was before they announced that they were going to make a TV season out of it. It was just going to be the movie. So you had to watch the show to get what's going on. And I wanted to be part of it. So I watched the show. And like I said, it hooked me. It ran. And I rocked through 24 episodes very, very quickly. I fell in love with Tanjiro and Nezuko and their struggles. But neither of them taught my boy Inosuke. Oh, man. I love that boar man so much. You may be wondering, why do you have a Zenitsu behind you? Well, I won this in a crane game. That's why. I don't have many Demon Slayer figures because I don't really purchase figures. Most of my figures I win through crane games anytime I get to go to the arcade. So that's a fun fact about me. I won this Zenitsu in 2 attempts at a crane game, and that's the fastest I've ever done it. And so I feel pretty good about that, so I'm going to brag about it for a minute. Anyways, Inosuke was my favorite character. I can make a whole video talking about him, too. Mugen Train arc he's great in. I love him in everything he's doing. He's such a goofball, that Inosuke. I love him. But the show as a whole, I cannot talk about the show without talking about the animation. I think that even if you find this show stale and stagnant and repetitive, the animation is one thing that I think you have to at least acknowledge as being pretty amazing. This show has some of the best animation I've seen, I mean, period. Like, you can say for TV budget, absolutely, but for sometimes movie budget, like, it reaches that. I've seen some pretty amazing animated stuff in my time, but, like, nothing as consistent as Demon Slayer. I thought Mugen Train would be top. I thought it would be untouchable. All the fire and the demon arts and this train rolling and the smoke and all of it. I thought that was going to kind of be it. I thought that was the peak of where we could go. Then entertainment district happened, and there's fireworks and this flashing lightning. I can't even describe the craziness of what goes on. You have to kind of see it to believe it. And the thing is why I want to own these on physical, more than just me loving the show, is entertainment district animation is so crazy that streaming it on Crunchyroll, it couldn't keep up like what was going on, and it got super pixelated, and it was a problem that I haven't experienced in a while, but like I could feel like the thing's struggling to keep up with the craziness of everything going on. I need to watch that in its purest form. Sometimes I get chills just thinking about some of the best moments of this show. Episode 19, if you don't know, you should know. It's a bit tough when recommending this show to people, saying, oh, as long as you get through episode 19, then you'll get it. 19 episodes is a lot if you're not liking it. But I assure you it's worth it, and there's some great stuff before that. There's the training arc with the rock. There's the drum demon. There's of course the whole thing with the spiders, and it's all so great. And then we go through and we meet the Hashiras, and there's the Mugen Train, the entertainment, Swordsmith, and now I am waiting for more. And I'll always look forward to more until the show ends. Because the manga has ended. I do not know where it goes. But I'm waiting excitedly, and I'm very happy to be on this pun intended train with the show. I'm excited to see where it goes. So I can't tell you it's overrated. I love it. I'm, part of the problem in that respect. I will sit here and praise it forever. For what it's done, for the amount of people it found its fan base in, for how much I love it, and how much it's done for me and my love for anime. It's great. It's wonderful, and I think it's incredible. Even though Swordsmith Village was a bit of a step down, sure, I'll admit that. It's not the best anime I've ever seen at that point. In a vacuum, just that one season. It's very flashback heavy. Some of the action, while being fantastic, doesn't match some of the highest highs of before. But even still, I haven't had a show maybe tear up that much so quickly, in terms of sadness and then happiness, or back and forth, or it's a crazy emotional ride, especially in that finale. So I will always love this show. Even if it falls off a cliff, I will still love this show. I love Demon Slayer. I hope you all, if you haven't given it a shot, will give it a shot, right? If you're watching this video wondering if, maybe it is overrated and you want to pick someone's brain about it, like, please ask me any questions in the comments. I love to talk about this stuff, and I will love to talk about it with you. And yeah, that'll about do it for me. Thank you so very much for watching, and as always, like this if you like this, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you at some point.